Ryan Poles is back at it as he is traded for Steelers wide receiver Chase Claypool. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. The Bears have added the third-year receiver from the Steelers. He comes to Chicago, gives Justin Fields another weapon. Here are the trade details, very straightforward. Chase Claypool to the Bears. Second-round pick to the Steelers. It is the Bears' own second-round pick. There were some conflicting reports initially, but it is the Bears' own, so more likely that'll be the better pick that the Steelers are getting for Pittsburgh's sake. You were hoping it was the Ravens one, but it's not. But I still like this overall for Chicago. My initial reaction, you had to get a weapon for Justin Fields, and I'm glad they're not waiting until the offseason. You traded Roquan. You traded Quinn to get some extra capital. You flip a second, you still have a second to get Chase Claypool, a young player who still has another year on his rookie contract. You have time to evaluate him. I like this move quite a bit. You're not punting on the rest of the season either. Obviously, this isn't a team that's going to go win a Super Bowl, but I think this team's going to compete and continue to grow offensively. We've seen this team score 62 points in the last two games without good weapons on the outside of Darnell Mooney. Now you get Chase Claypool. Let's ride. We'll break this down further. Who won the trade? Type CHI for the Bears. Type PIT for the Steelers. Get your votes in down in the comments section. And let me know who won this trade, CHI for Chicago or PIT for Pittsburgh. More reaction here as you look at what Claypool has done in his career. We've talked about him a lot. His first 2 years, guys, I mean, he's basically averaging 60 catches, 865 yards, had the 9 touchdowns in year one, only 2 last year. Numbers are a little bit down this year, but even Claypool has verbalized, like, we got to throw the ball downfield. We're not throwing the ball deep. Well, that's because Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky can't throw the ball downfield. You guys should know that with Mitch, and that's who he was playing with in Pittsburgh. Now he comes to play with Justin Fields, who is still a growing quarterback, not a finished product by any means, but one of the better deep ball throwers in the National Football League. 2 things Fields does really well already is scramble, utilize his legs as a whole, and throw the ball downfield. Fields does those 2 things very, very well. When you have that combo, you need the proper weapons to go with it. Mooney's a downfield threat. Now, Chase Claypool, 6'4", 238, ran a sub-4.4 at the NFL Combine. That is also a deep vertical threat. I am fired up about this trade. I love it. You still have your first-round pick. You still have a second-round pick. Ryan Poles has had a hell of a trade deadline, in my opinion. I think he has done an absolutely fantastic job. I'm a huge fan of Chase Claypool. I'm a huge fan of what Ryan Poles is doing. And, hey, you may want to start calling him Lord Poles pretty soon. And if you want to start calling yourself Lord, insert your name, there's a way to do so in a pretty cool way as well. That's with Established Titles. Go to establishedtitles.com/chat to get 10% off of your first order, and we'll tell you what you're ordering today. Here's what Established Titles does. They're a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It's a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds, lords, and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. So basically, you're buying a small piece of property in Scotland. You become the owner of that property, and you get to add lord, laird, or lady to the front of your name. You can even add it on your credit card, on your plane tickets, your dating profiles. If this was 10 years ago and I wasn't married and had a kid on the way, Lord Harrison Graham on a dating profile, let's go. Are you kidding me? All the clicks. And a cool thing they do as well, Established Titles, for every purchase, they plant a new tree with every single order. They're helping to plant it out. You're getting to own Scottish property, and it's a fun gag gift as well with the holidays around the corner. Go to establishedtitles.com/chat. That's going to save you an extra 10% off on the perfect holiday gift. And one last note, my plot of land has already been purchased. I already got my certificate. You can get your plot of land very near mine. First 200 people that purchase using our code, establishedtitles.com/chat, we can start our Chicago Bears Now Scottish land just army here. And hey, let's take down the Packers army in Scotland. They don't got any property there because we know they're cheap and they're frauds. Establishedtitle.com/chat. That is establishedtitles.com/chat. Lord, insert your name, has a good ring to it. All right, more on Claypool here. I don't think it really matters in terms of the order. Mooney and Claypool, that's your 1-2 punch. Obviously, Mooney's been here. He's going to be that top guy for now, but Claypool's going to have a big role. Equanimous St. Brown, N'Keal Harry. Harry outsnapped St. Brown last week. I think he's going to continue to get an increased role. I like what I see from him. And now all of a sudden, when Dante Pettis is like your fifth option, you feel better about that. He's done some good things. Here are the receiving leaders for this team this year, and this is without Claypool. Darnell Mooney, 25 catches, 364. St. Brown, 11 for 164. Cole Kmet, who's starting to play better. Pettis is like a rotation guy, is doing a decent job. You get Claypool into the mix now with Mooney as that 1-2 punch, you're feeling a lot better. Now, I still think you need to go out and get another receiver in the offseason, probably in the draft. Hopefully, Velus Jones can come along and be an impactful guy, at least as a gadget player. But I think we feel a lot better about where this receiving group is going compared to where it was just yesterday, right? It was like, well, it's Mooney and a bunch of, and not bums, but not very good players. Now when it's like it's Mooney, Claypool, and then it's like, okay, I mean, N'Keal Harry as your 3 could be intriguing. St. Brown as your 4 could be intriguing. This feels a lot better right now, and I think it's going to be even better come next year. Does Claypool fix the Bears wide receiver issues? Y for yes, type in for no. Again, I don't think this is a finished product, but it does help. Maybe type H for help, Y for yes, N for no, H for help. Let me know down in the comments section. I know this, that we're always breaking down the latest Bears news, rumors. When big trades happen, we go live and we celebrate together, or we vent together depending on which side of the trade we're on. Hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 55,000 subs as soon as possible here on Chicago Bears Now. So help us out. We'll hit you with the video every single day, sometimes multiple videos per day, because that's how we roll. The other trades that have happened for the Bears before the trade deadline, Ryan Poles has been busy. Roquan Smith to Baltimore, that trade became official today as he passed his physical. Bears got back a second and a fifth in A.J. Klein. They traded their own second in the Claypool trade, so now they'll have that Baltimore second. Of course, Robert Quinn last week, he went to Philadelphia for a 4th-round pick as well. If we want to flash that graphic over too. Quinn made his Eagles debut last week, but Bears have been very active. I mean, let's be honest. This has been a very, very active GM in Ryan Poles. He traded Khalil Mack as one of the first moves he made taking this job, so he's not scared. And I think just some overall thoughts here, right? These moves suggest a couple things. One, they believe in Justin Fields and where he's going. You don't trade Khalil Mack in the offseason, Roquan Smith especially, even Robert Quinn, and then go trade an asset for Chase Claypool unless you believe in the quarterback. They believe in Justin Fields because he has improved quite a bit over the past month, and he's only going to get better, they believe. I believe it too. That's number one. And number two, I think it's just an overall philosophical shift. You need more on offense. Now, obviously, they're going to have to rebuild this defense a little bit, especially in the trenches, but you got to get into the 21st century, man. You got to score points. We've seen the flashes the past 2 weeks, 33 and 29 points with limited talent. Imagine what it could be with more. Luke Getsy's finding a groove. Justin Fields is finding his way. You get Claypool now, we'll see what we do in the offseason. I like where this is heading, man. I like where this is heading. And by the way, the Bears still have over $100 million in cap space and 8 draft picks to work with. They've got the arsenal to make big moves over the next 6 months. All right, grade the Bears trade deadline moves as a whole. A, B, C, D, or F. I got to go B+. I mean, you can't judge this stuff completely until a year or two down the road to see how it plays out, but I'll go B+. I am a fan of what they have done so far. Let me know how you guys feel. A, B, C, D, or F on the trade deadline moves. One more time for Chase Claypool. The Bears sent a second-round pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is their own second, but they still will get the Baltimore Ravens second, so that's okay. We would have preferred it to be Baltimore's, but it's all good at the end of the day. And by the way, I do expect Chase Claypool to play on Sunday. All right, subscribe to the channel. If more moves come, we will, of course, have you covered here on Chicago Bears Now. So subscribe, join us. Daily videos, 100% free. We don't charge you anything, and we have fun doing it. YouTube.com/BearsNow.